career better than this year. Top two, 2 on, 1 out. Adam Pyatt popping to right. Tim Salmon, basket catch, and Terrence Long, the former Hawaii Winter Leaguer, snoozing, doubles up, ends the inning. Top 3, 2 out. Miguel Tejada. Line and 1 to Adam Kennedy, snagging it in midair. Miggy, 0 for 3, we're scoreless after 3. Same inning, 2 out, and Zito against Kennedy with Benji Molina on third. Kennedy's now 0 for 6, career against Zito, scoreless after 5. And then in the 7th, Mother Nature decided to make an appearance. I'll put that pizza top on. They weren't expecting rain in Anaheim. It would stop. The game goes on. Top 7, 2 out, 2 on. Jared Washburn strikes out T. Long, 7 Ks in 7 innings. Bottom 8, 2 out, 2 on. Tim Salmon fishing for a hit. Infield single off the glove of Chad Bradford, scoring David Eckstein, who had singled against Ricardo Rincon, and the Angels go up 1-0. Garrett Anderson single made it 2-0. Troy Percival giving up 1 earned run in his last 18 innings pitched. Oh, Rubio Durazo solo, 13th. It's a 2-1 game. And there's a man on with 2 out and Long. Does he go long enough? Pops to center. Game ends 2-1. The Angels avoid the 4-game sweep. Here's Peter Gammons on
Texas top 1. Rafael Palmeiro is 23rd, career home run number 513. He's 15th all time. Texas led 4-0, just 4 batters into the game. The Rangers' Joaquin Benoit, meanwhile, working on 3 days rest for the first time in his career. No Booney bat flip in the 4th. Next batter, Edgar goes down. Benoit, a no-hitter through 5. Bottom 6, Ichiro. And that's a base hit to right. Benoit, 7 shutout innings, gave up only 2 hits and struck out 7. And as the scorers note, there goes the no-hitter. That's 1 hit. Top 7 on our Diaz. Down the right field line foul. And watch this guy. Now, this guy, obviously some kind of Rhodes Scholar, doesn't think we're going to notice. It's like 10 feet out on the field, and he's just going to casually sit back down until security comes. Hey, you're going to have to give the ball to the little kid, and you're frankly too stupid to remain sitting in our ballpark. You're going to have to leave. Security comes down here. The kid gets the ball. That's nice. Heartwarming story, really. And then the fans turn him in. Officer, that guy did it. I saw the whole thing. I can describe all of them. Sir, come with me. Never return to our ballpark. Ever. Top 7. They're loaded for Raffy. I'm making it a top 10 nominee. I'm not even asking anybody. His 11th career grand slam. Career high 7 RBIs. Hank Blaylock 4 for 5. Rangers win big. Peter, what does Seattle need?
St. Louis, Jeff Suppan, 4-0 in his last 5 starts. Going to start off with a little help from his friends in the first. J.D. Drew with the liner. Brian Giles lives on Glove Street. That is so top 10 play nominee worthy. Top 2, Brett Tomko. Winless in 9 home starts at Busch. Now in a 2-zip hole after Reggie Sanders, club leading 18th. Tomko tied for 2nd in the league with 24 home runs allowed, and that's all the support Suppan would need. There's certainly a team that may need a right-hander who's currently carrying an ERA under 4. He's making only $500,000 this season and has a rubber arm. Monday he pitched his 3rd complete game and 2nd shutout of the season. So will he be dealt by the trading deadline this Thursday? Here's Soup on Suppan.
I can't think of one of the 17 teams in contention that couldn't use Suppan at least as a number 5 starter. And the interesting thing is that if it was an audition today, he passed with flying colors against a team that needs pitching the most, the St. Louis Cardinals.
Pirates win 3-0 over the Cards, but it's wild cards that are on our Peter Gammons' mind. Dave Miley was a Reds bench coach when Cincinnati general manager Jim Bowden canned manager Tony Perez just 44 games into the 1993 season. Now it's Miley's job to skipper the Reds' sinking ship. He replaces Bob Boone, who along with Bowden and 2 coaches was fired Monday. Takes over a team whose pitching staff's ERA is the worst in the NL. Its defense leads the majors in errors, and its offense leads the majors in strikeouts.
I think he was probably a little relieved and that, you know, they went ahead and did it now instead of stringing it along for the rest of the season and then not knowing.
Someone's got to be the scapegoat. It's usually the manager and his coaching staff. So, you know, as a player, you're just hoping that you didn't let him down.
We knew that if we didn't make a run after the All-Star break pretty quickly, then something might happen. You just sit around and you start getting uneasy, and then the clubhouse starts to get real quiet and you start to feel like any day could be the day.
In his managerial career, Bob Boone never saw a winning season. Between the Royals and Reds, each of his 6 seasons as boss were below 500. Since expansion in 1961, only one fella started off his managerial career with more consecutive losing seasons, Rene Lachemann. Ray Knight gets to play manager for Monday while Miley made his way from AAA Louisville. Phillies in Cincinnati, makeup of a rain game. Aaron Boone, with his papa no longer in charge, taking charge of that Placido Polanco line. Bottom 1, Reds down 1. Jose Guillen just 1 for 11 with 6 whiffs against Randy Wolf, but Guillen is cocked, locked, and ready to rock. 2-1 Reds. Guillen has hit safely in his last 10 games and has 12 RBI over that span. Golf balled that pitch for his 23rd, 5th in last 8 games. He's smoking. So are the post-homer fireworks. Always a sparkler. Here's Harry Callis' call, the next batter, Sean Casey.
That's smashed to center field. It's going to stay in the park, and it's caught by somebody out there. Oh, that's Marlon Byrd. Okay, that's out number 2.
The number at 5-4 Phillies in the bottom of the 8th. It's Casey at the bat again. Just 2 for 15 career against Wolf, but he too plays home run derby. Ties it at 5. Wolf had dominated the Reds in 2 previous starts this season, winning both while giving up only 2 runs. Bottom 10, Terry Adams walks Boone to lead off the frame. Phillies have won their last 6 extra inning games. Adam Dunn singles Boone to 3rd, and Ruben Mateo is intentionally walked to load the bases and bring up Kelly Stinnett. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, he's due. Collects. Boone scores the game winner on the day his daddy got pinked by the Reds. 6-5 Cincinnati. Stinnett, the hero. Everybody happy, at least those still employed. Say goodnight, Ray.
So the Phils lose. Good news for Jack McKeon and the Marlins. Coming into Monday tied with the D-backs for 2nd in the NL wildcard. Florida, Arizona have one thing in common.
Here comes. Edgar, line drive over second base, into center. It's a hit. It's over. The world champion Marlins.
And a little blooper. Base hit. Diamondbacks win. They're the world champions. Gonzalez did it.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. D-backs are 5-0 when Shea Hillenbrand hits a home run. And there you go. Top 4 are for Mark Redman. A solo shot is 8th. It's 2-1 Florida. Redman allowed 2 runs on 6 hits and 7 1/3. 3-1 in the 8th. Redman facing Luis Gonzalez to first. Derek Lee cannot make the play, and everybody's safe. Lee is down. Take another look. He dislocated a joint in his right shoulder. It started to come out and then pop back in. That sounds like fun. Lee's 315 consecutive games played streak now in jeopardy. We are still in the 8th here. Ugi Urbina working for the Marlins, and the bases are loaded as Lee leaves the field. Ugi in a jam. Gets Hillenbrand. Next batter, pinch hitter Carlos Baerga. Ball 3, ball 4. And Urbina gives home plate ump Mike DeMuro a really hard time here. It's 3-2. The Marlins still lead. Next up, he rings up Danny Bautista. Bob Brenly said he couldn't believe Urbina showed up DeMuro and then got that called strike 3. Top 9, 2-on-2 out. Braden Looper gets his 19th save, and the Marlins win 3-2. So Florida just 1 game behind Philly for the NL wildcard. Arizona sinking fast. They've lost 8 of 10.
Atlanta at Montreal, they've just been pounding the ball in the first 3 games of the 4-game series. 33 runs, 52 hits, 6 homers. That's just for the Braves. 26 runs, 35 hits, 8 homers for the Expos, but they've won 2 out of the first 3. And after Sunday's game, Bobby Cox had some thoughts on Monday's game. He said, quote, "You watch tomorrow," meaning Monday, we'll win a game like 2-1 or something like that. Marcus Giles, well, he's been red hot, batting .422 against the Expos this season. Remember, he had 4 doubles Sunday. Top 4 Braves ahead 2-1, 1 on. Giles, RBI single off Javier Vasquez. Rafael Furcal scores. Braves lead 3-1. 12 hits allowed by Vasquez, a career high. You want a high. How about this? Vlad off Mike Hampton. He's just 3 for 16 coming in. That's going out. Traveled an estimated 502 feet. Rick Sutcliffe, your thoughts?
I have watched a lot of baseball games in this ballpark. That's as far as I've ever seen one hit.
153 meters for you meter freaks. Top 6, 4-3 Braves. Giles up, the bases loaded, and call your granny. The grand slam, 2nd of his career, 10th home run this season. Braves lead 8-3. Vlad again, bottom 6, en français.
Ballon vers la droite. Elle a fait son avertissement à la clôture. Circuit. Vladimir Guerrero.
C'est formidable, career number 220, team record 225 by Andre Dawson. For the record, Giles is hot. Joey Eischen deep for the home run, his second of the night. Giles 13 for 20 in the 4-game series, a career high 6 RBI. John Smoltz, major league leading 37 saves, comes into the ninth, the bases loaded, 10-5. Let's make it 10-7. Orlando Cabrera scoring Endy Chavez and Ron Callaway. Take another look. Oh, just throw your bat at it. Next batter, Vlad. He's singling. Jose Macias scores. And now the lead is just 2 runs. And were the Braves getting nervous? Well, what's M. Giles have to say?
First time in my short career here, I was actually a little bit nervous when Smoltz was on the hill in the ninth inning.
No worries, bro. Next batter, Will Cordero. And Smoltz induces Cordero into a little double trouble. 5-4-3. Game over. Braves win another high-scoring one. 10-8 your final. Front row, Milwaukee at New York, Bob Uecker. Would he be calling some History Monday? Because there was a history to be made from former Met Glendon Rush, winless in his last 16 starts. Without a win Monday, Rush would set a Brewer record with 17 straight single-season starts without a win. Former Met Anthony Young, he holds the record 27 consecutive. Bottom 2, no score, and Cliff Floyd, well, he goes down swinging. Top 4, still no score, not anymore. Richie Sexton out Jay Suh. 29th, matches last season's total in 52 fewer games. Rush in line for the win, giving up the game-tying bloop single to Joe McEwing with runners on the corners in a 2-1 game. We are tied, and that means Rush, 6 1/3, 2 earned. He sets the Milwaukee record, 17 straight starts without a win. Johnny Franco on the hill, top 9, tied at 2, 2 out. Scott Podsednik, the go-ahead run, 2 score. The Brewers win it, 4-2.
The Cincinnati Reds are 5th in the National League Central standings, 4th in the division in payroll. When GM Jim Bowden and manager Bob Boone were fired Monday, first baseman Sean Casey said what most were thinking. If they had the resources more, we could have done a better job. Translation, ownership got what it paid for, except, of course, when they made the Griffey trade. Here's Jason Stark.
It was supposed to be the trade that propelled the Cincinnati Reds back to the glory days. It was supposed to be the signature trade of Reds general manager Jim Bowden's career. But it hasn't worked out that way. Not for the Reds, not for the man who has been their general manager for the last 11 seasons. Between February 10th, 2000, the day Bowden dealt for Ken Griffey Jr., and Monday, the day the GM and manager Bob Boone were both fired, the Reds lost 40 more games than they won, and were a combined 64 games out of first place in the National League Central. Not all of that was Griffey's fault, of course. Not all of it was Bowden's either. No one knew then that Griffey would miss more than 200 games with injuries the next 4 seasons. But for a team like the Reds with limited dollars, having an unproductive superstar eating up as much as 25% of their payroll meant Bowden had to do so much roster juggling, he should have joined the circus. Over the last 4 years, the Reds have used 31 different starting pitchers. Only 4 of them won more than 10 games in a season. But when Bowden tried to make deals for veteran starters such as Bartolo Colon and Chuck Finley, he often had those trades vetoed by an ownership that was reluctant to add payroll. So Bowden was constantly gambling on reclamation projects like Jimmy Haynes, Pete Harnisch, and Paul Wilson. But this year, his gambler's luck ran out. The Reds ranked next to last in the big leagues in ERA. They had just finished a stretch in which they lost 16 of 20 games to careen from 2.5 games out of first to 11.5 back. And that spelled the end for the GM who once traded for Junior Griffey in a quest for happier days that never did arrive.
Big Red Machine won back-to-back World Series titles and had a Major League best .592 winning percentage. Since then, though, the Reds have won only 1 World Series and have seen that winning percentage drop to .466, which is 21st best in the Major League since the turn of the century.